Thursday, August 13th. Welcome to the Damon Brew Show, brought to you by Ike's Sandwiches, and we are powered today by BetUS. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, it might be time to start banging some unders on the 49ers, and I'm not trying to be negative here. I want to walk on the sunny side of the street when it comes to this team, but it's getting harder and harder to. The bad vibes. And again, I'm not a big vibes guy, but it feels like they're real. And beyond that, what is real is that the 49ers had to cancel a joint practice with the New Orleans Saints down in Southern California because they're running out of bodies. It's a little early in the year to be running out of bodies, but here we are. Here we are. The 49ers did not have enough bodies to make a joint practice, which Kyle Shanahan really values, worthwhile against the Saints, and they canceled them. 23 players were out of practice last week, and that's what before Ambry Thomas broke his forearm. That is before Khalil Davis got some bad news, and we'll get to that in just a second. But this is already a team that feels, you know, if not at best sore, at worst a little brittle around some of these guys. And again, it's just really too early in the year for this to be happening. What is a little more disturbing is that if you had to say, well, what's a time of the year where you better be ready to go? And for the 49ers, it's right at the beginning of the year. Like, they need to put 5 games in the win column before they get through about 6 of them, because the schedule gets really rough about a third of the way through. So anything less than a good start could be devastating to the San Francisco 49ers. And again, we got injuries all over the place. There are rookies who've been drafted who haven't even had contact in any practice. And Ricky Pearsall still can't get on the field. You know, they had who was it who just Isaac Yiadom? He sprained his ankle in walkthrough ahead of the Tennessee game. How do you sprain your ankle in walkthrough? Isn't the key word there walk? I mean, that's not good. So look, let me just take you right now to BetUS. By the way, check out BetUS. 125% bonus on 3 deposits, your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. And a link that you need to find BetUS is right in the description of this video. But look at it. Look at it right here. That top line. NFL regular season win totals. San Francisco 49ers, 11.5. It's the biggest number on the board. 11.5. They are 1 injury to the wrong guy away in this Saints game or in the final preseason tune-up from me going to this website and starting to bang unders. I don't want to be negative Nancy. I don't want to be, now rooting for a bet to come home so my instincts can be right. What I want is for this team to win the Super Bowl. But for, Super Bowl's sake, is that really going to happen if they're this banged up before the year even starts? It feels a little ominous. It really does. Again, check out BetUS, 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. And thanks, as always, to my main man, Ike, for everything that is delicious in sandwich form. He has it for you at over 100 locations in 7 different states. Call your congressman and make sure that you got an Ike's opening in your state. And call your mayor. Make it happen in your city. Ike's, it's growing. It's delicious. And I don't want you to just think of Ike's in terms of, like, this is a good sandwich for lunch. They got sandwiches that are so freaking hearty and delicious and satisfying. You can have sandwiches for dinner at Ike's. So use the app and start earning your way towards free sandwiches. And then, of course, when we need to imbibe, we go to the Dubliner, West Portal, baby, here in San Francisco. One of the best places to walk in, be treated like your family, whether it's your 10th time in there, your 100th time in there, or your first time in there. You're going to get a warm greeting from Kenny and John and tell them that we sent you. Tell them that you got the idea to walk into the Dubliner by watching this channel, and thanks to them for being incredible sponsors, incredible supporters of what we're doing around here. But again, powered by BetUS today. All bets are action on this team. And this is a team that has just got some ominous signs about it right now. I mean, here are the injuries that you're dealing with that we can actually tell you, okay, that's not good. So Christian McCaffrey is injured. Elijah Mitchell is injured, and Isaac Guerendo are injured. One of those guys is as important as a human being as you can attach to the 49ers and Christian McCaffrey. Mitchell's important. Guerendo, a rookie. We might not see him this year. Receivers, Ricky Pearsall, Danny Gray, and Jacob Cowing. Again, injured. Fred Warner, Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. Cornerback Isaac Yiadom. Again, he sprained his ankle and walked through. You got Darrell Luter Jr. nursing a nick, and he's a lot of nicks and dings. A lot of nicks and dings, nothing serious until Ambry Thomas broke his forearm. That's a serious injury. Now we got Kalia Davis, who's going to go get his knee scoped and cleaned out. And Kyle Shanahan says he'll be back in the middle of the season. Davis was going to be needed in every game this season, the way that they're built and the way that it looked like he was really ready to take that step forward. So that is bad news. Offensive lineman Jalen Moore, he got sick before the Tennessee game. Spencer Burford banged up right now. John Feliciano banged up right now. It's a good thing that Dominic Pooney is looking pretty good. Good thing that, Nick Zakelj is taking snaps at center, I guess. It's just not the start or the off season that anybody wanted. Not one person wanted this. And now, so there's what you wanted and what you actually got. And this is something that Kruger and I were talking about on Wake Up on Monday. Look, you don't want to establish precedent with player negotiations that could come back and haunt you. Even more than that, I don't think you want to establish the precedent that you're not willing to swallow an eagle and bite the bullet on a price point to have a successful season. I think the 49ers need to quit dicking around and just say, look, Brandon Ayuk, you don't have any leverage beyond the fact we are desperate to win a Super Bowl. That's pretty good leverage if you think about it. Like, you guys need me to do that, is how I would be presenting all of this if I were on Team Ayuk to the 49ers. And the more injuries I see, the more rookie wide receivers who have been hurt by feathers flapping, much less hits from NFL players. You want to, okay, let's get into the vibes part of this. The injuries are concerning. You really can't change injuries. You can only rehab them and hope to avoid them going forward. You know what would change the vibe around the 49ers? Brandon Ayuk sitting in front of his locker, getting ready to go out to practice. Trent Williams walking out to the field with a helmet in his hands. That would change the vibe. For any NFL team to only change your vibe and to get better, all you got to do is spend a little money that can always be figured out in the offseason and on the back end, how it's going to fit forward, going forward into next year. I know that 2025, this is just a fact. 2025 might sound important. It is this compared to the importance of 2024, which is right here. The 2025 Super Bowl will not be competed for in the 2025 regular season, or the 2024 regular season. You have to be ready to play this year. And I'm going to tell you, where I'm sitting right now, Niners don't exactly look ready for the year. Few weeks, things will change. Things will change dramatically. You get Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk in. Again, I understand the whole precedent. We don't want to do this and we don't want to do that. This might not be a want. This could be a need. You need to swallow your ego. Now, I'm hearing other people saying that there's going to be a third team involved to get a deal done for Ayuk because they're at an inflection point where they're not going to come back. Good luck with all that if that's the direction this really goes in. I've never in my entire life seen a team walk away from its best wide receiver in August in a year they were trying to win a Super Bowl. So, good luck with that if that's the plan. See that under right there, 11.5? If Brandon Ayuk isn't signed by next Monday, I think I'm hitting that. I think I'm hitting the under. If Trent Williams isn't in the room, I'm definitely hitting the under. If one more person gets hurt of consequence, I am hitting the under on that. Again, check out BetUS. The link is in the description of this video. Boom. So look, there's no such thing as a pizza of good 49ers news for me to deliver to you, but I can bring you a slice or two. Here is your slice or two of good Niners news. Talanoa Hufanga has a big exam coming up with doctors in 48 hours. 2 days from now, he's going to be reevaluated. And if the doctors like what they see in that reevaluation, apparently Talanoa Hufanga could be cleared to return to action shortly thereafter. This is good news. Again, I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Jair Brown. I am loving what I'm seeing out of Malik Mustafa. But you give me the Talanoa Hufanga if you can, please. Get him back in the mix. It makes the team better, and that is good news. He's a likable guy. He's easy to root for. Good things for Talanoa Hufanga. Maybe that could change the vibe in the locker room. Again, I don't have a pizza of good vibes, but there's a slice. And you know what's another good slice of vibes? Like single Damon wouldn't have cared about this very much. And maybe there are enough single guys on the Niners where this isn't going to mean a lot outside of congratulations to somebody. But I'm going to tell you that new babies are supposed to bring good tidings. Congratulations to George Odum. And is it Mrs. Odum? I have no details, but George Odum is a new father as of Monday. A birth in the family. I don't know if this is a boy or a girl. I don't know what the name is of the baby, but it is being reported that George Odum has had a baby, and obviously it wasn't him who had the baby. One of the things when Jillian was pregnant, you never heard me once say, "We're pregnant." No, at no time was I pregnant. I was helping a pregnant woman, but I spent 0 minutes of my life being pregnant. Jillian has done it twice. So she was pregnant. We were expecting, but we were not collectively pregnant. George Odum, not pregnant. I am reporting that, but a father. Congratulations. There's your 2 slices of good news. Hufanga, back. Odum, Papa. Everything else has kind of gone pretty shitty, if you don't mind me saying. Perfect. Sip of the day. Outstanding. Outstanding. I can see the chat flying. Whenever there's a baby announcement, people do get excited. What do we got? Otis. Yeah, congratulations. Oh, man, what do we have? Was there a tease at the sip of the day? Was I teasing? Was it present? Did you think it was going to happen? You're like, it's good. No, sorry. I try not to look at it. I don't want to be involved. All bets are action. I understand. Oh, how about this? Our friends at Legends Pizza, between 12 and 3, we're giving out free slices and a drink. Probably not a drunk. You're not giving people a drunk to the first 500 kids. 19732 Stevens Creek Boulevard. I am happy to give Legends Pizza a little free advertisement on the show. Legends has been here supporting the channel since its inception. I'm thrilled to throw a little support your way. I feel like this is a good time for me to even say, you know what? Next time you're in for a burger, go to Uncle Boy's. I love me some Uncle Boy's. Blackened whiskey. Anyone who was here with me from the get-go is all right with me, whether you're here or not. Dr. Paul Hughes with the knee surgery. You need that. Go see Dr. Paul Hughes for the replacement therapy. Bottom line bets. I remember everyone. I remember everyone who was there, and I remember everyone who was not. All right. Michael Diaz says, Damon, it seems like Brandon Ayuk has burned a lot of goodwill with the organization and the fan base already. Do you think it's better for them to trade him or keep him at this point? I'm going to tell you right now, all that good, all the bad will goes away instantly when you hear the words, touchdown, Brandon Ayuk. He is one touchdown away in a 49ers uniform from everything being forgiven, as long as that touchdown doesn't happen because he held out for as many weeks as possible, and now he's back just because he has to. That would be bad news. Remember, we are one signature away from everybody singing Kumbaya. That's it. At 82 Atlantic. 82 Atlantic saying might take a future bet on the Rams winning the NFC West. I mean, that's where the Niners preseason's putting people so far. Boy, this sip of the day was really hotly debated here. All right. Anyway, let's talk about the 49ers backup quarterback situation, because I saw Nick Wagner. He was talking about the 49ers and their backup situation on ESPN, saying that, the 49ers, thank God, for the first time in, it feels like many, many years, don't have a starting quarterback issue, but the backup quarterback issue remains unsettled. And when it comes to you might need your backup quarterback, the 49ers tick that box in many seasons. As a matter of fact, all but 2 during the Shanahan era. The 49ers have had a starting quarterback miss at least 1 game because of injury in all but 2 out of the 7 seasons of the Kyle Shanahan era. So the backup quarterback isn't just some overlook it, don't worry about it. Not on this team, it's not. Now, Brandon Allen and Josh Dobbs, I got to tell you, they at worst looked serviceable against Tennessee, and Tennessee was playing with a lot of ones and aggressively blitzing both guys when the 49ers were in their depth chart at kickoff. That to me is a good sign. Brandon Allen and Josh Dobbs, again, at worst, serviceable. Could they be better than that? And you'd have to be better than serviceable if, God forbid, Brock Purdy went down for an extended period of time. Allen didn't play a snap in 2023. Josh Dobbs is in his 4th playbook within a calendar year. Now, what do they call him? The Pastronaut, because he's got the aeronautics engineering degree or whatever it is. Maybe you can get a gig at Boeing if this NFL thing doesn't work out. They could use a little help. But anyways, I thought Dobbs showed an awful lot of heart diving into the end zone. He's competing hard for a job. I thought that Josh Allen, again, came out and made good decisions. Or not Josh Allen, pardon me. Brandon Allen came out, looked good, made quick decisions, and didn't make any mistakes. I thought that his statistical afternoon was undone by 2 big drops that should have been caught balls for another 50, 60 yards on his total. I don't know where that stands right now, but I think that Allen and Dobbs are okay. But as it stands right now, especially with all the injuries as this team, I'm going to suggest Brock Purdy, you don't get hurt this year. Do not get hurt this year. Not getting hurt at a quarterback as a quarterback is a hard thing to do. And the Minnesota Vikings have found that out. Have you seen this bit of news? That rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy is going to undergo surgery to repair a torn meniscus in his right knee. The guy has appeared in 1 NFL game. He needs knee surgery. No timetable has been given for a return. But look, that meniscus repair, it's usually measured more in months than it is weeks. So, Sam Darnold, this is good news for you. I don't know if it's good news for the Vikings. This is good news for Nick Mullins. 2 former 49er backup quarterbacks are on the Minnesota Vikings right now. And I'm just telling you that, considering that's the week 2 opponent, the 49ers are going to probably be running into Sam Darnold in Minnesota in week 2. So you can adjust that into your over-under total, if you will. They should win that game, but let me tell you, it's a tough place to go play. I don't care who's playing. That is a loud stadium. And it's much better than Levi's, like the rest of them. All right. Speaking of Brock can't get hurt, The guy who hurt Brock the most was, of course, Haason Reddick when he was with the Eagles, when he knocked him out of a playoff game early on. Brock's elbow went to hamburger helper, and his recovery from surgery and then progress last year was another one of the reasons why I believe that Brock Purdy is the right guy for the job. That guy came back from a bad situation better. I think he's going to be even better this year. I really do. If this team would stop being injured around him. Haason Reddick is a really good player. And the Jets must have thought that when they decided to trade for him back on draft day. But then the Jets decided that they were going to basically treat him getting old in the tooth veteran who will be used situationally more than some guy you really want to give a big contract to and build around. And that's probably a conversation the Jets should have had with Team Reddick before they made a deal for him, because miscommunication is the highlight of this relationship so far. And look, the New York Jets, some teams just have always been and always will be a joke. I'm fading the Jets as hard as possible. Watch Aaron Rodgers just have a bad year, and if that happens, they're all fuckered anyways. But now Haason Reddick, again, the Jets traded a day 2 pick for Haason Reddick during the draft. Now they don't want to pay him like a guy who's recorded nearly 50 sacks over his last 4 seasons, plus made the last couple of Pro Bowls. They're nickel and diming the player that they traded for, and Haason Reddick has requested a trade before he's played a snap for the New York Jets. I'm telling you, it's easy to do sports talk radio in New York. You telling me I can open up a microphone and just laugh at how poorly run the Jets are, the New York Giants are, season after season after season? You had the Knicks just giving gifts to everybody in that market. Good God. Freaking Jets. What a disaster. What a disaster. Super Vega not happy with the liking we're getting in here. He's like, we've got 150 plusers in the room and only 40 likes. Hit that button like your mama told you so. It only helps the show grow. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, and please hit notify if you don't want to miss anything. When we go live, a new video goes up, ding, you will know on your phone. And hopefully an unintrusive way. But look, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. It means so very, very much to me that you do that. You know, we cover, I think, the 49ers is as good as anybody, if not better than most. We want to look more and more around the league, and sometimes you look around football and you just see, you know, incredible stories and great guys achieving things that are, you know, really remarkable. And you know, there's a lot of guys, and I cannot stress this enough, that if you walked into any NFL locker room, there really are, because to become a professional athlete, you got to have a level of discipline and dedication that speaks to a work ethic, that speaks to how you were raised. And if you've got those things, I hope you were raised right. Chances are you might have been, you were, by somebody in your family. If you walked in to the vast majority of NFL locker rooms, I guarantee you that the vast majority of guys in there would be guys that you would want to babysit your kids. There are a lot of really, really good guys in sports. Truly, really good, dedicated, just loyal, hard-working dudes. But you don't see stories about them. No one has ever come out of an NFL locker room saying, I met the nicest group of guys and I want to tell you all about them. Not really, anyways. But somebody does something wrong, it turns into a headline. And I got a headline today, and based on the fact that we're talking about a rookie here, I think it's time football start looking at some scenarios and just say, that guy's bad for business. Even if he's good for football, a guy like that could be one of the things that makes this league vulnerable in some way down the road. And boy, we got a story that relates to that right here today, developing out of Cleveland. We got a new rookie bad guy, that's for sure, if any of this is true. The Browns selected defensive tackle Mike Hall Jr. with the 54th overall pick in just the last draft. And look, the guy came out of Ohio State. He is very good. He's got all the talent and tools in the world, all the size that you would want. And let me tell you, they love Ohio State players in Cleveland. You know, you want to take players from Ohio State if you're the Browns. Got a lot of common fans. That thread runs through a little, those two needles very, very easily. If any of what I'm about to tell you about Mike Hall Jr. is true, I don't think that the NFL should waste any time throwing assholes like this out of the league, because this is a level of unacceptable and a kind of behavior that if you're willing to do this before you're even, how about this? There's no time where what I'm about to tell you that he did was a good thing to do. But as you're trying to, I guess he's on the team. He's a second-round pick. But as you're a rookie, you haven't even played football yet. Like, you're still auditioning for your job. And this is how you're auditioning for your job? He should be thrown out of the NFL right now as a preemptive strike if any what is being reported is true. And I want to read this right out to you. Look, men and women fight a lot of times, and those fights can escalate, and it turns into a he said, she said, and it gets bad and it gets ugly. This apparently got really bad and really ugly. This thing got out of pocket. Mike Hall Jr. apparently grabbed a handgun during an argument, pressed it against a woman's temple, and threatened, "I will fucking end it all, and I don't care." That woman's mother corroborated the details of the account in a written statement, according to the report filed to Cleveland police. She also said that she witnessed Hall striking her daughter in the head with a baby bottle, choking her by the neck, pushing her head through a wall, and breaking open a bedroom door to drag her out by her legs down the driveway. And apparently police walked into the scene of all this alleged action, and there was an awful lot of evidence that suggested, this mom isn't trying to tell a story to make her daughter look good. This stuff happened, including the fact there were two handguns laying on the bed. He got out of Dodge before the authorities arrived, and apparently has then turned himself in and is now on. If any of this is true, this asshole should be thrown out of football right now. If you are putting guns to women's head, you are a fucking menace to society. You're certainly, maybe not society at large, but to that woman, you are ticking every single box of future murderer that we could possibly look at. If any of this is true, the Cleveland Browns should throw this fucker off of their team immediately. And no one should pick him up. The NFL is a big enough business to where it's got to get out of business with assholes like this if all of this is true, if any of this is true. You're going to hit the mother of your children with a bottle? You are a piece of shit, okay? I mean, I don't know what to tell you other than fuck you, buddy, and the horse you rode in on. And if you were to walk into Lake Erie, never to be seen again, who could care? It feels like the world might be better off without you. Good God. The NFL can't afford nonsense like that. That is ridiculous. Yeah, rock a new era. Like, how is that guy not cut right now? How? Isn't that gross? Absolutely gross. So, what else we got for you here today? Again, we got all the Niners angst and worry out of the way. We told you about J.J. McCarthy. We told you about Mike Hall Jr. Junior. His dad must be so proud. How about the San Francisco Giants last night? So they got shut out in extras by the Braves, and I cannot help but notice that the Giants are a pretty good baseball team as long as they're playing the middle class or the lower class, but whenever they step into the high rent district, they don't win. You know, the Dodgers, the Phillies, and now the Braves seem to be all over them. Chris Sale was phenomenal, and so was Blake Snell. Look, and you got to give it up to Blake Snell here, okay? Because Blake Snell started the year on a horrific pace. Blake Snell was an unmitigated disaster and is the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the National League. It looked like that was fraudulent, right? That's how bad he was early on. No spring training, was no friend of Blake Snell, an early injury, uncomfortable feeling. He made, him shut it down for a little while, and then he's returned. And I'll tell you, this guy, we were telling Blake Snell jokes earlier in the year. We're all out of Blake Snell jokes. All out of Blake Snell jokes. He's been phenomenal lately. No decision for Snell on Monday night. He took a no-hitter through 6. This is just 10 days after throwing his first career no-hitter. Alex Pavlovich, I saw this in a tweet from him last night. Here are the hits allowed by Blake Snell over his last 7 starts. 1, 1, 4, 2, 4, and 2. Hits allowed over his last 7 starts. 1, 1, 4, 2, 0, 4, and 2. Blake Snell's been awesome. He has been awesome since the All-Star break. Even a start or two before the All-Star. He really has been. And I'll tell you, I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think that he was going to turn things around on this team. But it's happened. Maybe it's the relationship with Bob Melvin. Maybe there was something there and it all settled back into feeling good. I don't know. But, kudos to Blake Snell for really getting better at this as the year went along. Kyle Harrison is starting tonight for the Giants, who he's trying to keep them over 500. The Giants are 1 game over 500. They lose. They're back to it. Braves in town this evening. On Thursday, by the way, I'm really looking forward to going to that day game. I got some family in town. The Duchess is coming with me. Papa Pete's coming with us. I think Jillian's going to play a little hooky from work. She's going to do the businesswoman special. She's going to come on down, I believe, and get a couple innings. I don't know if she can do the entire show, but she's going to get a couple innings with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. I do love me some day baseball. Truly, truly, truly do. Hopefully it's a nice day. It's a nice day outside today. It's gorgeous out there. So I want you to go. I want you to enjoy yourself. And I want you to know that we'll be back here at 11 West Coast time, 2 o'clock East Coast time for another show on Wednesday afternoon. Now, Wednesday's wake up will happen after dark. I think Larry and I are going to get at it at around 9 p.m. Wednesday evening. So keep an eye out for that. Again, like, subscribe, and notify. Whenever we go live, you will know. Working on a little Mike Silver and Dave Lombardi, who will be coming on the channel soon. And we're looking forward to having more and more guests on as we get closer and closer and closer to football actually happening. But man, the closer the 49ers in their current state get to this football season, the more worried I am about this football season for the 49ers. The smooth, finally, it's a freaking smooth offseason that they could not find, was supposed to be this one, and they can't find this one either. They can't find this one either, and that ain't good. Again, that's why I'm thinking about maybe banging an under or 2 on this team. Seriously, man. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But with one more big injury in a preseason game, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. This league ain't easy. And the number one way to have an entire season turned upside down is by injuries. And the 49ers got way too many of them way too early in the year for me to get, to be beaming with optimism, shall we say, about what this could turn into. Hey, it could still absolutely turn into a glorious year of football, and the course correction comes quickly here in week 1 when it starts, and hey, everybody, it's the Niners after all. Or it could crumble with 1 or 2 more injuries. Seriously. And the Brandon Ayuk trade. And Trent Williams is holding out. I mean, I don't like what I'm seeing. And I don't think anybody does. You're the best. Oh, let me ask. I was asked here. Damon, how do you like college football 25? I love it so much that I'm not getting Madden. I'm not playing Madden again this year. That's just a repackaged game. It feels like college football is a new game. And yeah, I'm not getting Madden this year. Again, I got 2 kids. I'm too busy to just be sitting downstairs playing video games. I am. But I love college football. Indiana has won a national championship, if you must know. I'm sure you're all very, very interested in that. So it's an awesome game. It's an absolutely awesome game. That's about it. This is about it. This was a great show today. I think I'm going up to Tiburon for lunch. I think it's time to go to sit down on a patio at Sam's and enjoy myself up there. I think that's what's going to happen. I hope you make great choices throughout your day. Again, Ike's ready to serve you. Dubliner ready to serve you. Our friends at BetUS, they are ready to serve you too. Check out BetUS in the description of this video. You can find the link that you need, 125% bonus on the first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Sounds pretty good. It's a nice little nest egg. Nice little, I guess it's not called a nest egg. What's it called? It's got a war chest. Your starting nut to have a real fun year. Damon, where is Club Plus? It will return. It will return. But not on a day where it's gorgeous and I got family in town and things to go do. So let me just say thank you so much for listening today. You are all incredible folks. I love you very, very much. Joe Schmo saying, hey, man, go to Sam's and enjoy. Joe Schmo, if you say so. If you say so. Thanks very, very much. Patrick saying, Damon, what do you think of rugby? I think it's a tough sport, but I don't consume much of it. I don't think of rugby very much. I don't. Sorry. I don't. A buddy of mine, man, just got back from New Zealand. He's helping his company open up an office in New Zealand, and he's like, dude, he's like, you've never seen a country more obsessed with one sport and one topic the way that New Zealand is obsessed. He's like, everything is rugby. Every game is rugby. You think you'd get like a little cricket maybe mixed. He's like, nope, it is rugby, 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 all blacks, everything, all the time. That's all they care about in New Zealand. That's it. I asked him, I was like, what'd you think of rugby? He's like, yeah, so there you go. You're my kind of people. Absolutely my kind of people. Thank you so much for hanging out with us once again here, boys and girls. Please do remember that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And like that, he's gone.